On this episode of the Big Success Show, why smart people overthink decisions.
Big Success with the professor and Mary-Lynn.
Picture this. You need to make a decision, but your head is spinning around from all the options that you have available to you.
You freeze up. What if you make the wrong choice?
Maybe you should wait. And what happens if something better comes along?
You can feel the eyes of your friends staring at you. You can almost hear them begging you to make a decision. But what will they think if you make the wrong decision?
It's been 15 minutes and nothing has changed. You've thought about this decision from every single angle you could possibly come up with, but you're still stuck. Finally, you order your lunch.
Welcome to the Big Success Show, where we help you create the life you want and finally order lunch. Hi, I'm Mary-Lynn.
And I'm George, the professor. Overthinking is one of the most common obstacles standing between people and their ultimate big success. And I speak purely from experience. And here's the tricky part. Overthinking feels productive. We feel like we're doing something, but it rarely produces results.
Successful people don't just eliminate thinking about things a lot. They just simply learn when to stop analyzing and start acting.
So important.
So let's talk about how to do exactly that. And in this episode, we're going to explore two types of overthinking, why smart people overthink, the solution to overthinking, and 7 practical ways to stop overthinking. So first, what is overthinking, Professor?
Well, first of all, overthinking isn't just thinking a lot. That's not what we're talking about here today. It's thinking repeatedly without moving toward a decision or action.
And there are 2 common forms of overthinking. The first type of overthinking is rumination.
And this type of overthinking focuses on the past. You replay the past over and over and over and over again and again and again.
Yes, I've had to break my habit of doing that. I've been so guilty of that. You'll ask yourself questions of like, oh, why did I say that? And you almost wish it away, but it won't go away. You know, you did it, you said it, you got to get over it, right? Or why did I do that? Or why didn't I handle that differently? And then the second type of overthinking is worry. And boy, I think we're all guilty of that.
Yeah, and the interesting thing here is that the focus then moves to the future. We make up problems that might not even happen.
And boy, we sure can be inventive, can't we?
When it comes to overthinking, I think you're right, Mary-Lynn.
Yes. And you may ask questions like, well, what if this doesn't work? Or what if I fail? Or what will people think?
And both of these patterns trap your brain into a loop called repetitive negative thinking.
What a double whammy, because not only are you just repeating thoughts over and over, but it's negative thoughts you're repeating over and over and over. How awful.
Yes. And then the worst part is that they may not ever happen.
Well, there's the past thing.
Yes.
But with the rumination, you're probably making what happened worse.
Right.
So to a degree, there's invention there because you're reinventing what happened probably in a worse way than it was.
We can be very inventive when it comes to overthinking.
Right. In the past and the present.
That's right.
Yes.
So what happens here is that instead of clarity, your brain produces more doubt. And that's what really gets you.
And then you're just stuck.
Yep.
So why do smart people do this? Why?
When I find a smart person, I'll tell you.
Yes. Well, ironically, overthinking affects ambitious people the most.
Wouldn't you know it? Because the traits that drive success can also fuel overanalysis. Take, for example, perfectionism. Oh, boy. I really relate to perfectionism. You want to get it right, but perfectionism can turn every single stinking decision into a high-stakes event.
Oh, it really can. Or think about responsibility, because you really do care about the outcome. You feel like the world is resting on your shoulders. And that sense of responsibility can make you analyze decisions endlessly.
And, of course, we can't leave this subject without talking about intelligence. Intelligence can work against you. Smart minds generate more possibilities.
That's a good point.
Therein lies the rub, right? So unfortunately, they also generate more what ifs. What ifs? What ifs? And boy, we've got some great ways to avoid this. We'll talk about them here coming up.
Yeah, but the result of all of this, thinking about the what ifs with your intelligence, taking on all this responsibility, that perfectionism, what is the result of all of these things?
What happens? Your brain keeps searching for certainty that just doesn't exist. And boy, can that drive you crazy,
Mm.
especially in today's world of so much uncertainty.
So, what's the real solution? Action with direction. And here's the key insight: the cure for overthinking isn't less thinking, it's better structure for your decisions.
Yeah, because when you know where you're going, when you have a clear vision of the future that you want to create, decision making becomes easier. Without direction, every choice feels overwhelming. That's why clarity about your goals and priorities is so very powerful. It gives your thinking a destination.
Now, here are 7 simple strategies that you can use immediately to stop overthinking. The first one: notice the loop. Start by tuning into your thoughts and ask yourself, am I solving this or just replaying it?
If you find yourself repeating the same scenario without new insights, you're probably overthinking. Awareness is the first step to breaking the cycle.
Second, ask the action question. When you feel stuck in your thoughts, ask what action would move this forward.
Even a tiny action breaks the cycle. For example, sending an email, writing a rough plan, asking someone for advice, researching one key fact, ordering lunch.
Yes.
Action replaces anxiety with momentum.
Third, set decision deadlines.
Decisions expand to fill the time available. And boy, Mary-Lynn, do I live that. And you know it.
Yes, exactly.
It's
If we
like-
don't put a deadline on you, Professor,
Thinking can go on forever and ever and ever, it seems.
this is so true. But there are guidelines when it comes to setting these deadlines.
Yeah, small decisions, we can wrap them up in 5 minutes or so. Medium decisions, maybe spend a day on them. And big decisions, that's big with 2 G's,
Oh, yes.
maybe a week. So you see there, we're giving ourselves some generous time frames, and that's good, but we're also constantly focusing on moving forward to the next step. A deadline forces the brain to move forward.
And keeps the professor's wife very happy. The fourth way to stop overthinking: use the 40-70 rule. Colin Powell, who served as the chairperson of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and also as Secretary of State in the United States, popularized a decision-making process called the 40-70 rule. It's useful when time is of the essence, and he used it for decisions in both his personal world and his professional world.
Here's how the rule works. When faced with a decision, start by gathering information. That's obvious, right? But then the next thing is to realize that 100% is not your goal. You're not trying to gather all the information. You're trying to gather a few key pieces. Keep going until you have between 40 and 70% of the amount of all information needed. 40 to 70%. There's the 40-70. Now, if you're sitting there with less than 40%, you may overlook an obvious risk and make a foolish decision. If you gather more than 70%, you may miss an opportunity because you keep postponing that decision.
But now there's a lot of space between that 40% and 70%, so how do you know when to stop?
Well, grade a decision by its impact and complexity. As impact or complexity rise, you'll want to move closer to 70. But remember, your goal is to move a decision in a timely manner.
That's a great process. And the fifth way to stop overthinking: write it down.
Yeah, your thoughts feel bigger inside your head. My head feels bigger inside my thoughts. What does that mean? No, thoughts feel bigger inside your head. When you write them down, they exist outside your head. Then they become manageable.
So some ways to get them out is to journal. Write down some pros and cons lists, or do a quick brain dump.
Or externalizing your thoughts interrupts the loop.
The sixth way to stop overthinking: reduce your options. Too many choices create mental overload. So limit yourself to 3 options whenever possible, because fewer choices mean faster decisions.
Follow the retailer's example, Mary-Lynn. I learned this, of course, when I was a retailer.
That's a great place to learn it.
Yeah, I learned the best merchants offer a good product as a base, a better product, and the best product. Think of your 3 options in making a decision as a choice between good, better, and best. And then ask, which one is optimal in this situation?
And the 7th way to stop overthinking is to focus on direction, not perfection. Perfection is a moving target, but direction is what matters. If your actions consistently move you toward a meaningful goal, you're winning.
Now, one major reason why people overthink is simple. They lack a clear framework for their decisions. If you don't know your priorities, each opportunity needs careful thought. But when you have clarity about your vision, your mission, your values, and your goals, many decisions become clear.
You stop asking, what should I do? And start asking, does this move my life forward? That's a powerful shift. This is exactly why we created the Life Map course. Many people struggle with overthinking, not from lack of talent or drive, but because they haven't clarified their priorities yet.
The Life Map process helps you define where you want to go, what matters most to you, the major goals that move your life forward, and the practical steps to get there.
When those pieces are clear, decision-making becomes dramatically easier. Instead of debating every option, you simply ask, does this fit my life map?
If the answer is yes, act. If the answer is no, move on. That simple filter eliminates distracting mental noise.
Learn more at lifemapcourse.com. Let's get your big assignment for this episode from the professor.
Ready to stop overthinking? Try this simple exercise today. Think of one decision you've been overthinking. That's part 1. Part 2, write down 3 possible actions you could take. Number 3, set a 24-hour decision deadline. And then 4, choose the best option and take the first step immediately. Don't wait for perfect clarity. Create momentum, because every step forward builds momentum, and momentum quiets overthinking.
And that brings us to this episode's Big Takeaway. Most people believe success comes from perfect thinking. Wrong.
Success comes from clear direction and consistent action, not endless analysis, not perfect plans, just steady forward movement. And the next thing you know, you reach big success.
If this episode made you think of someone, share it with them. The right idea at the right time can change everything. Hey, Professor, ever feel like your brain has too many tabs open?
Only all the time.
Well, join us next time. We're going to show you how mental clarity can become a powerful advantage. If you'd like more ideas and action steps to help you create the life you want, we invite you to join our newsletter. Just go to Big Success, that's big with 2 G's, success.com/join.
And we thank you so much for listening. Until next time, here's to your big success.
Find Big Success at BIGGsuccess.com.